Red Army rings around the Vitality. This is it. It's Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, live on BBC Radio Solent, and we're underway. If you missed the menu, if you like, a Bournemouth win, and they're back in the Premier League in a couple of hours' time. A draw means a draw on Saturday would get them up. A Nottingham Forest win puts them in pole position to complete the job on Saturday. I'll give you the Forest team in full in just a second. The ball's on the halfway line. Cherries red and black stripes, black shorts and socks. Forest a luminous yellow mainly, with orange half shirts at the front. As the Cherries prepare to take this free kick along the halfway line. There's already a bit of early chest there as Forest tried to cut off Jefferson Lerma's ball forward. It's back to Kelly on this near side. Now Jordan Zamora down the left side looking for Billing already. There's a bit of a tug back going on between Worrell and Anthony off the ball. Then Billing's taken an arm in the face, which has been spotted by referee Atwell. Let's give you the Forest team. Their goalkeeper is Brice Samba. The back three, Scott McKenna, Worrell and Cook. Spence, Garner, Yates and Goldback, and Zinkernagel behind Johnson and Surridge. Cherry's free kick just over the halfway line down this left-hand side. John Williams staring at the team sheet. You're going to need your glasses on, Willow, to see that team sheet. No doubt, it's in 10-point font. Away to our right, Mark Travers is in blue this afternoon by virtue of Nottingham Forest playing in yellow. And the Cherries just able to get their foot on the ball with Nat Phillips up to the halfway line. Long diagonal ball out to the left, looking for Jaden Anthony. That'll be cushioned back to Joe Worrell, to the Forest keeper, Brice Samba, who more cricket than football, isn't he, Willow? He's all in white.
Yes, he is, and I'm just looking at this left-hand side of the pitch because that's where all the intrigue is going to be for me. You know, our two lads, the dynamic duo, as you call them, getting up and down against the wing-back. We'll have to see how that pans out.
Ball over on the far side at the moment. Nottingham Forest fans, again, I don't know how many they could have bought if the tickets were unlimited, but certainly the 1,400 who are packed in over on the far side will feel like they're the lucky ones if the result goes their way, as Kelly looks for the big switch to try and turn Joe Worrell around. It's applauded by Scott Parker, even though it sails out of play beyond Jaden Anthony.
Yeah, I don't mind trying to get up the pitch early on. I can see the sense in that and why the lads try to do it. You know, just get them turned around, get them running back towards their own goal.
And it's a bit of playing Forest at their own game, Willow, isn't it? Because they like to get the ball forward very quickly to Johnson and Surridge. As Surridge flicks it on towards Johnson, but it's picked up by Phillips halfway inside the Bournemouth half of the field. And Adam Smith will bring it away over on the right-hand side. One of those who has a wealth of Premier League experience on the far side. Ryan Christie on the ball a moment ago, of course. He's got plenty of Scottish Premier League experience, but not in the English Premier League. Another one looking to fulfil a career ambition as it goes back to Mark Travers with a fresh, sharp haircut in the Cherries' goal. Billing heads it on the halfway line. Forward comes Lewis Cook to power it forward, but it's picked off by Spence. Then Anthony goes in bravely around the centre circle. Lerma looks for Solanke, who's got a bit of space here. Lost it under his feet, but still going. Solanke left corner of the area. Across comes Steve Cook. Solanke onto his right foot. Cook in with the tackle. The shot from Billing, right across goal. He slipped as he took it, and Samba went down to his left to palm it clear. Not quite away yet. Over to the right-hand side, and Christie, right side of the penalty area. That was a danger for Nottingham Forest there. Steve Cook with the intervention initially. It's back out to Lerma on the right-hand side. Billing on the byline, shadowed all the way over on that far side. And at the moment, as Yates puts the challenge in, the decision goes the Cherries' way by the corner flag for a throw.
Yeah, he just slipped as he took the shot, but Samuel was good. He'd done well. He got down with his left hand just to flick it round the corner.
3.5 gone on BBC Radio Solent. If you're just tuning in, you hadn't realised it was a 7 o'clock kickoff. Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0. The biggest game in world football this evening. We're not talking about any Champions League semi-finals. Over in the far corner, Cherry's still working it for a flag kick, and Lerma, unfortunately, has run it out of play, so it will be a goal kick to Nottingham Forest away to our left.
Yeah, just tried to get a little snick off it there, Jefferson, but out for the goal kick. Forest come out and play.
Ball up to the halfway line. It's missed by Lloyd Kelly, and here's the dangerous Brennan Johnson. Kelly had a little feel back at him there. Kelly charging down the right side of the box. It was a very physical challenge on Johnson. Referee Atwell waves away Forest protest, and it has to go down. It's good defending from Kelly.
Yeah, I think he just put his arm across him at the right time.
Solanke then is caught by Steve Cook. That won't be the first or last time. Scott Parker was running down the touchline there. He was stopped from moving any further by the fourth official, but Parker protesting he was only going to get the ball for a quick restart.
Cookie knew exactly what he was doing there. No way he was going past.
Well, I'm not so confident in the refereeing. I haven't been in this season in the Championship, but I'm confident this evening Stuart Atwell is one of the very best men that we could have in charge for this game. The FIFA official, as I said, he did the Liverpool victory in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley. Here's Jordan Zamora, wide on the left for the Cherries, 30 yards out. Billing challenged by Worrell, the Forest captain, and it goes out of play for a Bournemouth throw level at the edge of the penalty
That's the first little exchange. Zamora and Anthony, a little 1-2. They got through, but Bill couldn't get the football out of his feet.
Long throw down the left side of the box, trying to catch Forest out. They found Solanke on the byline, nips it back towards Billing. Got a touch on it, but it was cleared away by Forest. Well, it was Steve Cook who was caught napping, and it goes out for a Cherries throw deep inside the Forest.
I think one thing Dominic will fancy is if he gets in a race with Cookie.
Cherries have still got it by the byline now, and again it's Solanke trying to wriggle his way through down the left-hand side. Forest defending strongly with Spence, who clears it away, and Kelly and Johnson having another physical match, and Kelly's got hold of Johnson's shirt. There's no doubt that's a target for the Cherries. They're looking to literally lock down Brennan Johnson as Phil Billing has it inside the Forest half of the field. Down goes a Forest player. They've decided that Phil Billing is at fault there. I think it's Zinkernagel who's gone down, rolling around inside the Forest half. That's Denmark on Denmark, Billing on Zinkernagel. There's a slight pause from the referee Stuart Atwell, who eventually did whistle for the free kick. A little bit of a coming together between the dugouts, Willow, down there. What's happening with Gary O'Neill? He's been pushed on the pitch there by a member of the Forest staff.
Yeah, but
Gordon, the chief steward's having to step in.
Phil Bill gets to the ball first. He wins the ball, and then there's a clash.
Well,
ball's well won.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Willow, these days, it knows the laws move on, that winning the ball isn't the be-all and end.
That's not a foul. Don't care what you say.
Well, unfortunately, what I say, what the laws say, Willow, the thing that the referees go by, not what your opinion is. But you definitely got the ball, that there's no doubt about. The follow-through the referee didn't like, under the endangering safety and all of those kind of things. So it is a free kick to Forest, which Worrell takes long diagonally. 7th minute, 0-0 here. Very hectic start, as we thought it would be. You wouldn't sense any nerves around at the moment, just full of energy from both sides. Here's an opportunity for Garner, the Manchester United loanee, over on the far side, but Ryan Christie's working back, and Bournemouth have got it, and it's out for a Forest throw right in front of their supporters, far side, 35 yards from the Cherries goal. If you are tuning in late, Bournemouth are kicking from right to left. Not only does David Brooks' name ring around the stadium, but his name and his number pop up on the screen here at the Vitality Stadium on the day that the Cherries Welsh Wizard was declared cancer-free publicly. Absolutely fantastic news. Listen to this.
Yeah, that's amazing sound.
David Brooks, he's here in the stadium this evening, watching on here, hoping his teammates can take him back to the Premier League as well. Out of play on the far side, you didn't miss anything there, the ball's out over by the corner flag for another throw to Forest. It's back with Garner. Once again, one of their chief creators, hooked away by Smith down the line, up towards halfway where Solanke helps it on to Anthony. Billing charging on through the middle, Anthony in the centre circle, knocked it to the left where Billing wasn't quite ready for it. Steve Cook came across, as did Spence, on the edge of the Forest penalty area, and it's Spence who will bring it away down this right-hand side. Up towards Brennan Johnson, who tried a little fancy flip, step over, Nat Phillips wasn't to be fooled, and it's back with Jefferson Lerner for Bournemouth on the halfway line.
Yeah, there's no way that flick was going to get there.
8 minutes gone, 0-0. Adam Smith, poor ball from him over on the far side. It's opportunity now for Zinkernagel to look up and feed Surridge, who hasn't really had too many touches yet, Sam Surridge. 1 or 2 jeers from the Cherry supporters as Surridge gets himself on the ball. And now it's back to Steve Cook again, playing in the middle of the Nottingham Forest back three with McKenna on his left and Worrell on his right. Forward again to Johnson, but again Lloyd Kelly's all over him. And there's a poor ball from Solanke, unfortunately undoes the hard work done by Lloyd Kelly to win it back. And now Spence driving forward, and he's threaded it in behind, and here's Sam Surridge left-footed, hits the bar. Behind it goes for a goal kick. Well, that's exactly what Forest do to you. They pick it up on the halfway line. 2 passes later, Surridge is in, and he's hit the bar. Yeah,
Dominic and Anthony just having words there. There was a bit of a misunderstanding with the pass, but Sam struck it well, hit the crossbar, first blood to Forest.
It was a question mark of offside. Travers tried to get his right hand up but didn't get a touch on it. And the Forest fans sing the name of Sam Surridge. That's his first opportunity, and he wasn't far away, but it all came from a misunderstanding on halfway between Solanke and Anthony. And you can see why. Well, we talk about Forest having low possession numbers in games. There, that only took 2 seconds, didn't it?
Well, they do break on you, there's no doubt about that. Going to have to be so careful.
The voice of John Williams, the former Cherries assistant manager and defender, himself promoted with the Cherries some 35 years ago, if I can do the maths, back in 1987. The ball is back with Adam Smith for the Cherries. He's overrun it. Is he on the far side? Can't keep it in. Forest throw on their left, just over the halfway line.
Yeah, just a bit heavy on the touch there for Smithy. Couldn't keep the ball in play.
Fittingly, by the way, and David Brooks scored in this fixture. The reverse fixture at the City Ground, that was 1-2-1. He was later sent off, but he played a notable role in the 3 points the Cherries took that day. Cherries, of course, are 3 points clear of Forest. Here's Surridge for the visitors once again, but Billing inside his own half and then given away by Lerma. Straight back to Surridge. Cherries just guilty of being a little bit hurried, a little bit rushed a couple of times.
Yeah, I think that's the way Forest play, though.
They look down the inside left channel for Brennan Johnson. That's been intercepted by Lewis Cook, and here's Anthony up to the halfway line. Left to the centre circle, challenged by Garner. The challenge did enough to put Anthony off, and it's out of play off Worrell for a Cherries throw down underneath us.
Can't seem to make the right decision at the moment with our passes. Very lucky to get a throw-in out of that.
Well, we talk about cup final atmospheres, don't we, Willow, and things. Cup finals often can be, and playoff finals sometimes can flatter to deceive, can't they? But this is a boisterous atmosphere.
Yeah, it certainly is. Lots of noise inside the stadium.
Zamura's throw down the left-hand side for the Cherries, over the halfway line, but Forest have got it back, and here's Surridge once again, looking to switch them to the left-hand side. James Garner through the centre circle. He's got Cole back to his left, Zinkernagel ahead of him. Garner infield to Surridge, 30 yards out, centre field. So Phillips and Lerma between them close the door on Surridge, and they try and pass their way out of trouble inside their own half, and then Billing is fouled by Zinkernagel. Cherries get a free kick.
Yeah, right in front of the referee's nose there. No doubt about that one.
Tickets were hard to come by. Don't forget the tickets for this game were sold for mid-February. People have been hanging on to these for the best part of 2 months, waiting for this game, 2.5 months. Season ticket holders that couldn't make the original game, unfortunately, if their tickets were resold for the original game, they're still locked out of this one. Their tickets are still with the repurchasers. Just the way it goes after the unfortunate postponement. No one knew then how crucial this game would prove to be. As the Cherries get it back on halfway, it is Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0, as the ball is won on halfway by Yates for Forest, another of their key men down the spine of the team. Lewis Cook's won it back. Billing on halfway, all gets a bit tight, and again a free kick is given for a foul on Billing. Yates this time clips Billing, and referee Atwell wants a word with Ryan Yates. Whether it's that accumulation of fouls, Willow?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. He's got to be saying that's your second one today anymore.
Well, there was a double foul there, really. Yates had a fistful of Billing's jersey and then gave him a clip on the Achilles as well. Don't forget you can get in touch with us wherever you are watching. We've got to say hi, by the way, to Paddy in Dubai, watching on the stream, part of Scott Parker's family. His family members came over earlier on, Willow, and had a word, said please say hello to Paddy. He watches every game on the stream in Dubai. Long ball over the top here for Christie, down the right side of the penalty area, skips off the turf and goes through to Brice Samba in the Forest goal.
Oh, that's a little bit short.
Bowled it out, left arm, as Brice Samba, who did miss a number of games due to Africa Cup of Nations duty. Ethan Horvath stepped in. The ball is back with Lewis Cook, who does well, and now Phillips and Smith will bring it out from defence over on the far side. Cherries, who went to Forest in the second game of the season, and now the reverse fixture in the second to last game of the season. It's not often that two meetings are separated by 44 matches in the calendar, but here's Anthony down the left-hand side for the Cherries. Level with the edge of the penalty area. Hooked clear, though, by Yates for Forest. And again, all a bit hectic, neither team able to really get their foot on the ball at the moment as Zinkernagel prods it out for a throw-in on the halfway line to Bournemouth.
Yeah, good work back by Anthony, though. Wasn't the best ball into him, had to deal with it.
I just went to have a sip of a cup of coffee in front of me, Willow, and I remembered it's your cup of Maltesers. That might not have gone well if I tried to down those in the middle of a commentary. Zamora on the halfway line for the Cherries, down underneath us. You're live with BBC Radio Solent, as you have been every game this season, home and away, with either myself or Jordan Clark with us here, presenting from pitch side this evening. Tom Murray as well went to Huddersfield. Adam Smith jumps high on the halfway line, and Bournemouth have got it back. 14 minutes gone, 0-0. Zamora down the left-hand side once again in the red and black of the Cherries as they kick from right to left towards the Steve Fletcher Vitality North stand in this first half. Forest won the toss and turned them round if you're late joining. Phillips' diagonal ball out to the left was intended for Billing. Anthony will give chase. Spence will try and usher it out for a corner. Has Anthony won a corner there? Oh no, he did well. But in the end, the referee, Mr. Atwell, decides the last touch came off.
Yeah,
Anthony.
I think he's got that one right, the referee. The reason being, all the lads in the corner, right by that, agreed with the referee for once.
9 wins in 10 for Steve Cooper's side. It really has been a remarkable second half of the season, as we said, since he came in September. Not long ago, on the 14th of February, Forest were 2 points outside the playoffs, 11 behind the Cherries when this game was originally due to be played in mid-February. They were 11 points behind Bournemouth. As Zamora hacks it into the sky and it drops down in front of us for a throw-in to Forest, who were sent off on their team coach from the training ground yesterday by all manner of supporters with red smoke flares and all sorts. Gave them a great atmosphere to send them on their way down south before staying overnight. Here they have it, the visitors with Zinkernagel down this near side. Lovely skill, took 2 Cherries men out of the game. Zinkernagel right side of the penalty area here. Back it goes to Spence. Early call deep to the back post. Important header there from Ryan Christie, because Colback was lurking behind him.
He certainly was. That was such an important header. He just got enough flick on it to beat him. Ball beat everybody across the face of goal.
Well, dropping it at right back isn't one of Ryan Christie's regular parts of his game, but that was really good positional play.
Necessary.
Zinkernagel over by the corner flag once again here for Forest as they try and squeeze out an opportunity to cross. Colback's been dispossessed by Smith and out to be brought away by Christie. Brought to ground but fairly. Colback with a challenge. Zinkernagel wide left of the box again here. That's gone behind for a Forest corner off Jefferson Lerma, their first of the game.
One thing I did have a little look at, Chris, as they were lining up, they've got 5 or 6 big lads, Nottingham Forest. It could be tricky.
Most teams have these days, haven't they? Forest 3 centre-halves will all come up. Steve Cook at the back post, lurking for Forest. McKenna is at the back post as well, and Worrell will join them now. The third of the Giants centre-halves. Corner to be taken by James Garner over on the left-hand side. Looking to whip one deep towards the back post. Steve Cook is running onto it, beaten in the air. There's a clash of heads there between Phillips and Steve Cook as they challenge for the ball. Both players are on the floor. I think Steve Cook has come off second best there up against Nat Phillips.
Yeah, I hope they're both okay. We had a break on there. Christie had a one-on-one.
Well, Nat Phillips is quite quickly up to his feet. Well, I think
they're both okay, yeah.
You say Steve Cook's okay, well, he's flat on his back with 2 doctors.
No, but he's just bumped himself up and they've told him to go back down for a minute just to have a look in case nowadays, of course, with head injuries.
Well, 2 of the Forest medical staff running on there. We've got some great insight on the official AFC Bournemouth Club podcast, by the way, from Dr. Craig Roberts about some of the procedures that they go through in these situations, so worth a listen to that if you haven't already done so. It's the official club podcast, nothing to do with BBC Radio Solent. Steve Cook has now sat up, leaning on his hands inside the Bournemouth penalty area. Nat Phillips comes across and gets a round of applause because he comes across to this near side. Does he have to come off, Willow? He didn't actually receive any treatment, did he? Oh, in fact, he has. Nick Courters, the physio, has gone on and had a quick look at Nat Phillips.
Yeah.
So Phillips will have to rejoin play from down on this near side. Steve Cook still sat on the turf here. 18 minutes gone, 0-0. Probably not a bad time either, Willow, after a hectic 18 minutes for both teams just to come across, have a drink and have a reassess.
Well, I think that's what's gone on, hasn't it? You know, we have seen teams in the past organise situations where the manager can have a chat with players. No names mentioned.
Well, Steve Cook's going through the full procedures here. I'm just looking if he has got a bit of a cut, Willow, on his head. We're just seeing a TV close-up for the first time. Looks like there's a bit of blood there for Steve Cook on the top of his head, which the medical team are having to deal with. You'd be up and you'd have played.
I would think so. I would think Cookie's a tough lad, isn't he? You know he's going to get up from this and play on.
If there's one game that you'll struggle to get Steve Cook to come off with, unless he absolutely has to, I think it probably is this one.
Yeah, bit of Vaseline, get on with it.
So Cook is up. He'll have to come off on this near side as well. He has got a bit of Vaseline on the top of his head, or a plaster or something. And we've played 19 minutes. Tuesday night, the penultimate game of the season in the Championship. It all started here on a Friday night against West Brom. And we thought West Brom would be one of the Cherries' closest rivals. They've ended up marooned in mid-table. A real failure of a season for West Brom. But Nottingham Forest now, another former Premier League name, but not for 23 years. Not since 98-99 have Forest been in the top flight, which is why their fans are getting so excited about this opportunity. Bournemouth from the restart have had it charged down, and Lloyd Kelly will eventually clear up to halfway. Powerful header by Yates above Billing. Johnson with some clever play, and Surridge tries to go down, and Johnson with a pot shot from 25 yards lifts it well over the crossbar. Cherry's goal kick.
Yeah, you can see why Johnson's lively. Just tried to curl that one in the top corner. Wasn't too far away.
20 minutes played. BBC Radio Solent, Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Cherries unbeaten in 6, 1 defeat in 12. Forest, their 1 defeat in the last 10 games was at Luton, who played quite a large part of the game with 10 men, but held on for a 1-0 victory. They won 5-1 on Saturday and had 17 shots on target. It's the most shots on target for some years, even including the Premier League. As the ball is won on the halfway line by Lewis Cook, it then runs away from him. And now Forest, in their fluorescent yellow and orange colours, go back to their goalkeeper, Brice Samba. Just about enough on it. Samba over to the left, and McKenna, who takes a bit of a touch and has to go back to his keeper, who's under pressure from Dominic Solanke, and cleared long down the field up towards Surridge again, who was pinning Adam Smith. A good contest between those two former teammates. And now it's back to Lloyd Kelly on this near side, with Johnson closing him down. Spins one down the left side for Phil Billing to chase, and it's hooked out of play by Steve Cook for Cherry's throw inside the Forest half.
That's an excellent pass. And Kelly got his foot right underneath it and tried to put it in Phil Bill's path.
Cherry's throw. Zamora takes it. Scott Parker straying out of his technical area down to the left in his grey chinos and navy jacket as Zamora round the outside for the Cherries here to the byline. Jordan Zamora for the pullback. Excellent block at the near post. Goes behind for a corner on the left of the Cherries.
Great work by Zamora and Billing again. Just dug the little ball out over defender's foot and got Zamora in. Wins the corner.
Well, Forest have left 2 up, which means the Cherries have got to send 3 back. So Smith, Zamora and Lewis Cook are close to the halfway line to take charge of Zinkernagel and Johnson, but all eyes on the penalty here at the other end as Jayden Anthony from the left-hand side in front of the North Stand prepares to deliver this set piece for the Cherries. Goes very deep towards the back post, the knockdown towards the 6-yard line. No one there in red to get on the end of it after the knockdown from Lloyd Kelly, and now Zamora in a race with Brennan Johnson, and Zamora gets plenty on the back pass to his goalkeeper Travers.
I can't help feeling we should have made more of that. It was a great knockdown to the far post.
Leap by Jefferson Lerma up against Steve Cook from Travers' long clearance down the field. But it's back with Nottingham Forest in the back 3 again as we almost hit the quarter point in this game on BBC Radio Solent. Remember, Cherries win and they're promoted this evening. A draw and they would need a point on Saturday. A Forest win and they suddenly assume pole position. They will be at the front of the grid. They go to Hull. Nothing to play for. Got pump 5 at the weekend, Hull. Forest go there on Saturday. Cherries at home to Millwall, who have a very slim chance of making the playoffs, but not a realistic one, as Kelly down the left side of his own penalty area here, having to defend against Johnson, and 2 hands in the back there on Lloyd Kelly, and the assistant referee down underneath us with Johnson shouting in his face, gives the Cherries a free kick.
Yeah, Johnson, I don't know what Kelly was going nowhere there. The least he was going to get was a block on it. Cookie's down again.
Steve Cook's down again here. I don't know if that's just the blood is streaming from the wound, Willow. So as Joe Worrell actually comes on with some towel to wipe it away. They're going to have to patch that up a bit better, Willow, than emptying a pot of Vaseline on top of his head, aren't they?
Well, usually you just put stitches in and then put the Vaseline on top.
Long talking to for Brennan Johnson after that little push in the back. Well, that wasn't the push in the back, it was the verbal volley that he gave the assistant referee down this near side that didn't go down so well with referee Stuart Atwell. So both sets of players are now able to come over and get another drink and some further instructions, because Steve Cook is down again, sat here having his head injury caused after a clash with Nat Phillips. This time actually bandaged up, I think, by the Nottingham Forest medical staff.
They usually do that wrap round with the bandages, don't they?
Well, you'd like to think they were going to do that this time. They're still really cleaning the wound up, I think, before they apply the bandages. Let's talk football though, Willow. 24 minutes gone. Who's happier?
I would say it's even. I'm not sure. I think Forest have had 1 or 2 breaks that have been a bit worrying. we've had one or two moves, particularly Zamora down the left-hand side, who's got in behind and not being able to cut the ball across the face of goal. Got cleared on a couple of occasions, so not a lot in it, I would say.
Well, Steve Cook is still sat down here, just inside his own half. Lloyd Kelly just about ran on with some tactical instructions there, and as he was about to tell Nat Phillips the instructions, Brennan Johnson was lurking, so Lloyd Kelly turned Nat Phillips around and moved him away so that Johnson couldn't hear what he was going to say.
I think they're going to make a sub.
Well, are they deciding that Steve Cook's wound is such that he can't continue? Let's have a look down there. Just looking to see whether the Forest medical team, there is a Forest sub. One of their shirts is just being prepared, but I don't think he's ready to come on just yet. Tobias Figueiredo would be the obvious sub for Forest. There are three of them warming up down the touchline. But as yet, unless it's a spare Steve Cook shirt that they are preparing Willow in case there's blood on his shirt.
Well, there's only so much you can do with a cut. You either put stitches in it and play on, or if you've got a bad one, you have to come off.
Well, we've seen it before, haven't we, in Bournemouth colours, when Steve Cook's taken a blow and has battled on with a headband on. He's come across to this near side. Again, there's still no bandaging or anything, Willow. It is still, unless they have just put some mini stitches in there very quickly, but certainly it's just a blob of white Vaseline. Looks like he's had an unfortunate accident with a seagull while walking along the seafront.
Yeah, but that just stops it for a minute, won't stop it forever.
Next time he heads the ball, I imagine, as he comes back on the field now, and it's back with Brice Samba. So we've played 26 minutes. It's Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0 on BBC Radio Solent. The closest we've come to a goal, former Cherries academy striker Sam Surridge hitting the bar after 9 minutes. A left-footed shot from inside the penalty area.
Yeah, the only thing is it was the top of the bar and over, so I think we had it covered.
Jordan Zamora down this left-hand side. Out for a throw-in. Zamora again will have it, just drives the ball on his red and black Cherry shirt down underneath us. The initial sting has just gone out of the crowd at the moment, mainly due to those couple of lengthy stoppages, but it'll be back with a couple of passages of positive play from the Cherries, who started brightly. Haven't really threatened Brice Samba's goal, but they might be able to now as Jaden Anthony picks it up. Tried to take on one man too many though and was dispossessed by Garner. Then Lewis Cook snapping away at Zinkernagel, wins it back. Zamora away from Zinkernagel. Zamora in there, challenged by Garner, runs loose on the edge of the box to Billing, who just took his time as the challenge came in from Yates. It's wide on the left-hand side to Jaden Anthony again, level with the edge of the Nottingham Forest penalty area. Anthony down the left side of the box to Zamora. Zamora drives it in! Great clearance at the back post from Colback. Sliding in there, Ryan Christie was throwing himself in and Colback got it away. Cherries won a free kick on the edge of the box, which they don't get. Lerma jumps and wins it. It runs loose though, as down goes Yates, cleared away by Forest. Anthony slips. There's quite a lot of people slipping out there tonight. Lewis Cook plays it back into the edge of the penalty area. Solanke there with the challenge. Hammered clear for Forest by Worrell. It's all very hectic. There was half a chance in there for the Cherries, but some great defending for Forest by Colback. Was Billing pulled back? Certainly looked like it. Referee said no. Johnson turns Kelly inside the Forest half, and it's lashed down the field. Nat Phillips powerfully heads it away sideways up over the halfway line. Then Anthony miscontrols, and it eventually goes out of play off Worrell for a Cherry so on the halfway line.
Well, Phil Bill's arguing with the referee again. He thinks that one was a foul. Just having a look at it here. Oh, Christie, was it on the far post?
Yeah, Christie, as we said, he was sliding in, and Colback just got in front of him 3 yards out as the Cherries progressed down the left touchline and went a throw in level with the edge of the penalty area. But Jordan Zamora a couple of times has got himself in to the byline and has been close to finding a decent cross. Anthony this time over towards the left corner flag. Zamora in support back down the line. Anthony wins a corner as the challenge is knocked behind by Spence.
Yeah, again, this left-hand side was strongest. Seemed to get the most out of going down this side. Anthony's going to whip this one in, right-footed.
Still goalless here this Tuesday night at the Vitality Stadium in the 29th minute. And this big Sky Bet Championship promotion humdinger. Cherry's corner to the left in front of the North Stand. Jaden Anthony preparing to deliver a right-footed in-swinger. He waits, he signals for his runners to move, which they all do. And they have to go back and start again because he's still standing there waiting. The referee is urging him to get on with it. Comes into the near post, half cleared. Lewis Cook hammering around at the end of the penalty area, but now a chance to release the run over on the far side of Zinkernagel, who won't have the pace to beat Adam Smith here. And Smith clears it away as the last man, which he had to. Cherries are just a bit disorganised at the moment. Brennan Johnson was through the middle, but Jordan Zamora got himself in the way, acting centre half. as the Cherries were still getting themselves back together after the corner.
Yeah, they do break quick, Forest, no doubt about that.
Zinkernagel over to the left-hand side. Down the left side of the box it goes again. The chance for the cross to come in. Comes to the back post and Johnson cleared away by Zamora. Terrific defending inside the 6-yard box. Travers was behind him, but Zamora had to make sure. And now Solanke up to the halfway line. Out of play off the Cherries man for a throw into Forest on halfway. Well, the Cherries, I thought the referee pointed the other way.
I did too.
Well, he did point the other way, but the Cherries took a quick one, and Forest have got it back on halfway now with Spence down underneath us. Travelling down this near right-hand side, we hit the half hour, 0-0. Johnson down the right for Forest, putting a little spell together here. Johnson trying to take on Zamora. Clever defending again from Zamora. It was Johnson prepared to cross, just leant into him, eased him off the ball, and goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, he does that well, Zamora. There's not many people doing one-on-one. If it does become a race, he usually gets back and just gets a toe on it. That time, Johnston gets a toe on it, out for a goal kick.
Just seeing Zamora's clearance again on the monitor. Travers was behind him and probably would have got something on it, but Zamora wasn't to know that.
No.
Well, still hectic stuff. When the ball's in play, it's pinging around everywhere, though, isn't it? Suddenly someone's in before you even can blink. Travers clears it away, right-footed down the field. Another coming together between Billing and one of the Forest players. This time Ryan Yates on the deck. Lewis Cook tried to win it back again. Billing was nearly there. Back over the halfway line from Forest as they get it forward quickly again. But Nat Phillips down the left side of his own box knocks it back to Travers, who clears it away confidently with his left foot up to halfway. Billing flicks it on infield, but Solanke had made a different run. And it's back to McKenna, who will have to go back to his goalkeeper here, the Scotsman. Played every game. Scott McKenna scored in the reverse fixture, the Scottish defender. As we say, another of those defensive linchpins. The ball bouncing around in the Forest half at the moment. Cherry supporters just wanting somebody to make a move towards.
Well, I thought somebody could have given Smithy a shout there just to say you hold it. Just headed the ball back.
Well, we're seeing everything that we thought we would see if these two teams both turned up. We're seeing quick changes of attack. We're seeing things happen, spring out of the ground from nowhere. Two excellent footballing teams going head-to-head here, hammer and tongs. At the moment, nothing to choose between them on the score sheet. 0-0 as Ryan Christie inside his own half wins a good challenge, and now Lewis Cook and Smith and Christie will try and pass their way out. Christie took an unnecessary risk, and he's lucky there that Forest can't control it.
Very lucky.
He tried a little dink over his man when a little ball on the floor.
I don't know, I've never seen him get with somebody that close, trying to lift it over him.
Well, Forest fans making the noise at the moment over on that far side. Throw into the Cherries, 25 yards from their own goal. Still goalless. Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Out of play off a Forest leg on that far side for another throw into the Cherries. McKenna got the foot in.
Dominic just coming a bit short to try and pick it up.
Solanke short of the halfway line from the throw from the Cherries, who are attacking from right to left. People joining us all the time. And then red and black shirts, black shorts and black socks. With promotion possibly at stake this evening if the Cherries can find a win. Here's Jordan Zamora on this left-hand side now, the Zimbabwe international, out to his academy product teammate Jaden Anthony. Zamora immediately closed down by two Forest players, and Spence is away with Zamora committed upfield. Here's the very dangerous Jed Spence travelling down this right-hand side, halfway inside the Cherries half of the field. Spence stands one along the top of the box. We're taken down beautifully by Johnson, tries to find room for the shot, does shoot with his right foot straight down the throat of the Cherries keeper Mark Travis.
Yeah, it's dangerous though, Johnson. Every time the ball's in and around him, something seems to happen. Didn't get a hold of that shot. But still, the way he collected it, thought was quite clever.
Well, they've had to deal with a few reshuffles up top. Brennan Johnson's played a lot of the season in the number 10 role, but the injuries to Lewis Graben and Keenan Davis mean that Johnson and Surridge are now the strike partnership, and Zinkernagel in the 10 role. So still, despite that attacking disruption, Steve Cooper has found still his team to be fluid, and we can see why Brennan Johnson is attracting some big interest. He will be in the Premier League next season. You've got to be sure whether with Forest or not.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Still, Brennan Johnson, only 20 years of age, the Welsh international, as Billing wins a header down the left side of the Forest penalty area, but it runs off his head and behind for a goal kick to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, trying to claim a corner there, Phil Bill, but quite clearly came off his head last.
11 minutes till half-time. All the usual ways to get in touch apply this evening. Coming right through to Jordan Clark, sat next to me here in the Vitality Stadium press box. At Solent Sport on Twitter, or WhatsApp us as well as that goes sailing out of play from Forest on halfway. The WhatsApp number, if you haven't written it down already or saved it in your phone, 08000 321 333. You need to put Solent as the first word as well. You can send us a voice note as well. We'd love to hear your voice notes if Cherries get the job done today. 08000 321 333, wherever you are in the world. It's via a free internet service, of course. I know in some countries it doesn't work, but if you're in one of those countries, just tweet us instead. At Solent Sport. Ball down the right-hand side from Forest. Has Kelly and Johnson in another race. This time Travers was on. Off to take a touch, Mark Travers, in his 6-yard box. And again under pressure from Johnson. Clears it away. Down the field. Certainly his footwork, Mark Travers, and his striking of the ball has got a lot better as the season's gone on.
Needed to.
So room for Solanke here, looks to find Anthony just over the halfway line. Worrell's challenge ran for Zamora, and then Zamora with an opportunity there for the Cherries to fashion something, gave it back to Forest, and now Spence inside the Cherries half of the field at pace. Johnson's ball to the right and Zinkernagel, Kelly coming across, and Kelly, had that already gone out?
It's already out.
The assistant referee says it had, and it's a goal kick.
Yeah, it was. Done well there, just pulled his knee away at the last moment till the ball was over the byline.
Forest protest. Forest fans on the far side protest. And it will be a goal kick to the Cherries away to our right. 0-0. Of course, we talk about Sam Surridge, we forget, or maybe we don't forget. He scored that goal against Southampton that was disallowed in the 90th minute, which might have kept Bournemouth up.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of time for Sam when he was here. Did some really good work.
Just seen a replay, that should have been a corner. That actually hit Lloyd Kelly in the field of play. Travers clears it away, right-footed, up over the halfway line. Huge leap by Phil Billing. Landed a little bit awkwardly, but I think he's okay. He's just doubled over at the moment after that landing. Goes out for a Cherry throw-in on the left-hand side. 9 minutes remaining in this first half. Cherries 0, Forest 0. Anthony, back to Zamora on this near left-hand side once again as the Cherries try and find a room down the left side to get across into the boxes with Dominic Solanke, their top scorer, shadowed by Ryan Yates, who's got a foot in, and then Ryan Yates tries to win one of those free kicks by the corner flag that we often talk about, but the referee wasn't having it, and eventually it's a throw-in to Forest by the corner flag. And when I talk about those free kicks, for those joining us, the ones where the defender facing his own byline falls over with a feather in his back. The referee wasn't having it that time, Stuart Atwell.
No.
Maybe Premier League referees are much more wise to it than the usual Championship referees that Bournemouth get. Throwing down the left side from Forest, or the right side for them, is not made it up to the halfway line. Billing again is there with the challenge, leaves Yates on the floor. Now Anthony, 35 yards out for the Cherries. Switch out to the right, and Christie, which just got him in a bit of a hurry because Colback was closing. That's nice slick football. Zamora, left-hand side, his cross shot is blocked by Spence. They're running towards the corner flag, and then Spence charges Zamora in the back. Well, that had to be a free kick, didn't it? I know there's easing people off the ball, but he's just run and barged him over.
That was more like a forearm smash.
Well, I know Zamora physically isn't the most imposing to look at, but Spencer's run into him.
He got his body in between, and he put the brakes on.
Well, I think the referee must have judged that to be the old-fashioned shoulder-to-shoulder, which I'm sure you won a few of in your time, Willow. But yeah, I think that was borderline, to say the least. Goal kick to Forest, which they take short to the left side of their 6-yard box. McKenna helps it out to the left, and Colback, who again has played quite a lot centrally this season, but is out on the left at the moment in this current Forest setup with their available players. Back it goes to the halfway line, and Jefferson Lerma knocks one down the right side of the box. Is Christie going to get on the end of that? Well, he didn't really have a chance. Dom Solanke was left on the floor back towards halfway, left in the almost on the concrete by a challenge. I think Phil Billing is protesting to the referee, Willow. The advantage that was played wasn't really one, because Christie wasn't going to get on the end of the pass.
He was lucky to get off that one.
Well, I think the Forest player's probably lucky to get away with a yellow card as well. It was McKenna who, just a bit of a coming together, I suppose. It's a Cherries throw anyway, 10 yards from the corner flag. Still waiting for the first goal of the evening at the Vitality Stadium. Cherries in the far corner, they're right. have it. Back it comes to Lerma now. Ryan Christie helps it on to Lewis Cook. First touch was heavy, and then he managed to wriggle his way beautifully between two, and then down the right side of the box. Back out to Lerma, who continues to find himself in wide positions. Not the most natural crosser the Cherries have got. Into Billing, inside right channel, towards the byline, in the penalty area. Back out to Lerma, who again finds himself not willing to cross. Lewis Cook does, in towards Anthony. Just a little bit too high for him, and he goes all the way through for a goal kick.
Well, I thought he's just going to take a chance with his run and throw himself at that one, Anthony, but maybe there was too much pace on it. Just thought he could have got in front of the defender.
Well, is it an issue, Willow, for the Cherries that Lerma keeps finding himself out wide on the right, but doesn't seem to want to put the crosses in?
I'm not quite sure the way Jefferson is tonight. I mean, he's given the ball away once or twice. He's won all his headers. No doubt about them.
Cheers for Billing as he charged down the clearance from Steve Cook down the field, which was long. Phillips out for the Cherries on this near side. The ball bounces into the Nottingham Forest dugout, which is the right of the two, down to our left as we look. And Forest have a throw-in. 5 minutes till the interval. Cherries 0, Forest 0. BBC Radio Solent right across the south this evening. You're tuning in thinking the teams will be out shortly. This was a 7 o'clock kickoff. Lewis Cook has it. To the centre circle. Solanke's in space if he can release it. Solanke furious that he didn't get it. And then Lewis Cook trying to find Lerma. Didn't give him much chance. Garner got a foot in. And then Surridge goes down on halfway, but it's picked off by Garner. And over to the left and Zinkernagel. 35 yards out here for Forest. And they go backwards. There was a real opportunity there for
We
Lewis
should have
Cook
made more of that. Should have made more of that. If he just got it out his feet and put it in the space.
Yeah, one touch too many from Lewis Cook. As Forest look to put Surridge in. Sneaking in behind. Sam Surridge is offside. It's a very late flag. Mark Travers did exceptionally well as Surridge tried to go round him. Travers diving down to his right. Got a hand in. Tapped Surridge on the back. The flag came very late.
Well, it's one of those situations. If it goes against you, I'm thinking, say Sam would have got injured on that occasion.
Well, just watching the replay, he's not offside, Willow, is he? Looks very, very close. I don't think he's offside. I think the defender's foot is playing him on there. That would have been very controversial if Surridge should have made something of that. But Travers did really well, Willow, with his right hand.
Yeah.
As Surridge tried to go round him.
It was close, though.
4 minutes remaining in the first half. These, of course, are Premier League officials today who normally have the safety blanket of VAR. I'm just watching the replay, Willow, of Travers on Surridge. I'm not sure if Travers actually did get the ball, but he might have got Surridge's leg.
He did.
I think he did, Willow.
Yeah.
Oof. That would have been very interesting if the flag hadn't gone up there. I didn't see the referee point to the spot or go to point to the spot before the late flag as the long crossfield ball from Smith.
Get it.
Headed behind. In fact, it's Christie who's headed it behind. He was hoping that Travers would be able to get there, but he couldn't. And Forest have got a corner here. Over on the left-hand side, 3 minutes before half-time. 0-0. That's their fans you can hear.
Yes, it is. And they know they've got a set piece, a chance of going in the lead, especially at this late stage in the first half, is always an advantage, big advantage.
Just get a couple of shots on our monitor as Forest prepare for this corner of fans around the ground biting their nails. Forest corner. If they get the lead, by the way, they're very, very effective at hanging on to it. Forest corner from the far side, the left. James Garner, deep to the back post, swinging over everybody. Billing was there and did well. And then hammered clear by Christie. Forrester again screaming for a handball decision. Jed Spence is arguing with the assistant on this near side. The ball's back with the Forest keeper, Brice Samba.
I can't say I've seen anything. I don't know if you did.
Well, we'll have another look. It was Billing who was jumping with two Forest players, and they look for a ball down to the left-hand side. Great run being made here by Zinkernagel, who stayed over there. Left side of the box goes past Adam Smith. Zinkernagel's low shot to the near post, and Mark Travers deals with it comfortably.
Well done, Travers again. Got down nice and low, got down early, got two surfaces behind it, gloves and body. Good work.
Well, a couple of talking points then in that last couple of minutes. As the handball shouts against Phil Billing, I think it was, and before that, Surridge looked onside and then looked like he might have been brought down by Travers as he tried to round the keeper. The decisions went the Cherries' way. 0-0 at Solent Sport. If you're watching the pictures, what did you think? As the flag goes up again this time on this near side for Sam Surridge in an offside position inside the Forest half.
Forest just having a little spell, aren't they? Just moving us about a bit, got some step plays going.
Well, you can see why they had 17 shots against Swansea, can't you? And, on target, that was 27 in total, 17 on target. They make things happen very quickly. And Mark Travers could be in for a busier night as the evening goes on.
Do we need more? Kiefer Moore.
We will get there by the time he retires. We'll get you saying a very well-known international player with the correct name. I'm going to start calling you Joan. The ball over on the far side.
It's all right,
Forest left. Forrest have got it at the moment at the back with Steve Cook. Forward it goes to the centre of midfield, miscontrolled by Garner. And now it's Lewis Cook driving away through midfield. Very similar to Garner. They're very similar players. In fact, it's Zinkernagel, sorry. I've got my Forest players mixed up. And what's happened there? The referee's blown the whistle for an earlier pullback, I think, by Zinkernagel earlier in the piece. Free kick to the Cherries on the edge of the centre circle.
It was definitely a delayed action, wasn't it, from Cookie?
Well, I think he was trying to sort of...
stay on his feet, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was trying to stay on his feet.
I don't know. I thought he slipped.
Well, certainly a few Forest players are having a word with the referee about that as we have a little look back on our monitor again. Zinkernagel had a little pull back at Lewis Cook. Oh, no, there's not much in that, is there, when you look back at it? It was a bit of a stumble from Cook, but no, there was enough in that to be a free kick.
Nothing in it.
No. Fourth official Josh Smith has come to the touchline with his board, which is coming up in a few seconds, to tell us how much time is added on at the end of this game. Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0, at the end of the first half, I should say. At Solent Sports on Twitter, WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Steve Cook is off again on this near side. They have to play on without him. They are going to play on without him. 3 minutes added on at the end of the half here. So Forest are down to 10 temporarily. They're without a centre half. So the Cherries would be advised to get on with this, while Forest have got a bit of disarray at the back.
Well, they can stitch him up at half time.
Yeah. The ball is on the halfway line with Zamora at the minute. Cherries haven't got anybody really through the middle where Steve Cook's area is vacated, and they've had to cover him quickly. He's trying to get back on now. Cherries telling the Cherries just to wait while they get Steve Cook back on.
I think he's still got blood in his face, hasn't he?
He's having to change his shirt now, Steve Cook, so the play continues without him at the moment, the former Cherries captain. Back on the halfway line though at the moment. Cherries, well, you can see the Cherries fans, Willow, think that with Forest with 10 men and no centre half, get the ball forward. Phillips to Solanke. Down the left side, Zamora once again. Cook is now back on. Anthony left side of the penalty area. Cherries patient here, around the box. Dom Solanke with a little swerve, body swerve, away from his man Worrell. Back to the left side of the box, in from Zamora. Lands around the penalty spot, breaks for a Forest shirt. Hammered away by McKenna. Up towards the halfway line, where Nat Phillips and Lloyd Kelly now will deal with this situation. I say they'll deal with it. Kelly under pressure.
Got back the keeper, Chris.
Yeah, Kelly under pressure from Johnson, tried to play it forward and knocked it straight out sideways for a throw.
No, I should have gone back the goalkeeper. That was always going to put Lloyd under pressure. He had to do things very quickly.
Well, it's been a very entertaining half, there's no doubt about that. Hasn't failed to live up to expectations at the moment. It just feels like one slip from someone, one false pass.
That's what it comes down to sometimes, you know that by now.
It's going to be that tight. Adam Smith now, charging down the right-hand side. Still a minute of added time to play. Smith's ball cannons out of play on the far side. Off McKenna, and it'll be a throw off Garner, and it'll be a throw into the Cherries. Level the edge of the penalty area, taken quickly. Back to Ryan Christie, the Scotsman, for the Cherries. They have to go even further back to Lloyd Kelly, their skipper, on the left of the centre circle. Out to Anthony, near side the left. Zamora though wasn't quite as hungry for it or as on the move as Worrell was, and he came sliding in the Forest skipper and put it out for a throw-in.
Starting to think about Strombele as well.
Zamora down the left side for the Cherries with the throw. As time ticks away in this opening 45 minutes, I'll make it 30 seconds to play. Stay with us at half-time. Jordan will read out the best of your thoughts. Lewis Cook over to the right, some more room for Adam Smith. Can he get Christie to try and take on his fullback Colback over on the far side? Christie with support from Lerma outside him, back onto his left foot. Still Ryan Christie's going, getting one or two shoves off balance. Referee was happy for it to continue. Kelly wins it on halfway, and now Anthony. Spence all over the back of him though. Only just a handful of seconds remaining as Bournemouth have it in the Forest half of the field. Christie's nod down the line is easily dealt with, and that'll be half-time then in this game that we knew would be on the front foot. Two teams going at it, and that is exactly how it's proved here at the Vitality Stadium. But nothing to separate them on the score sheet. Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0. I'm not sure how that first half has settled the nerves of Cherries fans, if at all. Lots of fans standing around talking in the stairwells and what might have been in that first half. We're underway in this second half. Bournemouth from left to right in this second half. Towards the Ted McDougall South stand. Red and black stripes, black shorts and socks. No substitutions at half-time from either team. Forest in a luminous yellow predominantly kit with orange flashes down the front. Yellow shorts and yellow and orange socks. Our officials are in black. Stuart Atwell, the Premier League referee, is in charge this evening. I'll give you the two team lineups in just a moment. Steve Cook is still not having any bandage around his head. I think he's been stitched at half time, but still none of those Terry Butcher bandages in sight after that clash of heads with Nat Phillips earlier on. The ball's with Jed Spence over on the right hand side, and Forest playing it around at the back. 0-0 the score. The closest either team came to a goal, Sam Surridge hitting the crossbar in the first half. Strong claims for a penalty if an offside flag hadn't, we think, wrongly gone up. Forest maybe didn't get the rub of the green with that decision. But the ball is over on the far side of the right now. Down the far side it goes from Worrell, looking for the run of Zinkernagel over on that far side. Lewis Cook now up over halfway. Nice little back heel to bring in Jordan Zamora. We'll give you the teams very shortly, I promise, when the ball goes out of play. A lovely warm reception of the song of David Brooks' name on 7 minutes with that news of his all clear from cancer made public earlier on today. Ball's out of play on the far side. Cherries have Travers in goal. The defenders from the right are Smith, Phillips, Kelly and Zamora. The same team from Saturday. Lerma, Cook and Billing in midfield. Christie, Solanke and Anthony the front three. The Cherry subs are Woodman, Mepham, Brady, Pearson, Laird, Dembele and Moore. Jamal Lowe was a late withdrawal. He was due to be on the bench as the ball goes back to Adam Smith on this near right side. Forest have Samba in goal. Worrell, Cook and McKenna are their defenders. Spence, Garner, Yates and Colback, and then Zinkernagel just behind Johnson and Surridge as that's shanked out of play by Adam Smith down this near side. The Forest bench is Horvath the keeper, Figueiredo, Larrea, Mighton, Cafu, Silva and Lolly. So Willow, you were calling for some substitutions at half-time, or at least some thoughts about them. You weren't impressed particularly with Ryan Christie in that first half.
No, I think we could do, even if it meant Dembele going over that side. I know he's not his perfect side, but we can't break Anthony and Zamora up because they're our major threat.
All on this near side as Villarreal have gone 1-0 up on Liverpool after just 3 minutes to pull it back to 2-1 on aggregate. So Arnaut Danjuma's Villarreal have really opened that tie up. After their 2-0 defeat at Anfield last week, they've gone one up early in the Champions League semi-final second leg, the second biggest game going on in world football this evening after this one. Remember, Cherries win and they're back in the Premier League this evening. A draw and they would need another point on Saturday against Millwall. A Forest win as Steve Cook brings down Solanke in the centre circle. Referee is going to want a word with Steve Cook here, I think, about that. And Solanke goes to the turf.
Yeah, great bit of skill by Dominic, wasn't it, right on the centre circle.
Well, it's again, it's a clever block off by Steve Cook, which is punished only with a free kick. Nothing more from referee Stuart Atwell. So yes, a reminder of Forest win this evening. They would go above the Cherries on goal difference, and Bournemouth would have to better their result on Saturday. Forest are away at Hull. 45 minutes though might render that useless as Anthony now 25 yards out for the Cherries. Here's Dom Solanke, first sight of goal really, strikes it into a sea of Forest legs on the edge of the box, and Cherries get a throw in.
Yeah, it's going to have to be some strike from that far out. Dominic taking the chance anyway.
Throw-in taken by the Cherries over on the left-hand side. Back to Billing. Now an opportunity for Zamora to try and get across in. He's put two good ones in already. Unfortunately, Zamora tugs back the defender who falls down inside the penalty area. Garner, and it'll be a free kick to Forest.
Yeah, he still looks our major threat. Zamora, every time he gets down in them bottom corners, has a little wriggle around. Once or twice he's got to the bar line and chopped it back, but nobody could get on the end of it.
Well, the Cherries have kept 4 clean sheets in their last 6 games. Only 6 out of 21 at home though this season. Only 6 of their home games in the league have produced clean sheets, and very solid away from home. This is a Forest team, of course, who scored 5 at the weekend. As their keeper, Brice Samba, the Congolese goalkeeper, all in white, clears it long down the field from the free kick. Lewis Cook flicks it on the centre of midfield, but it's given away by Zinkernagel, the former Watford man who won promotion with Watford last season, looking to make it 2 in 2 seasons, as that goes out of play on the far side for a Forest throw.
Great header by one of the fans to head it back in there.
That'll get him on TV, I'm sure. Talking about back-to-back promotions, Emiliano Marcondes is looking to do the same. Scored the winner for Brentford in the playoff final last year. Of course, not part of the Cherries matchday squad this evening. Here are Forest over on the right-hand side now. Nice work from Brennan Johnson, driven into the box looking for Surridge. And Phillips and Kelly between them in the Cherries penalty area. Clear it away. Heavy touch from Solanke, couldn't control it. Back to the centre circle where McKenna had to be quick. Got in there ahead of Solanke. And the throw-in decision goes Forest way as it took a touch off Solanke as McKenna's clearance came through.
Yeah, just as you're closing down, just flicked his boot.
That's the voice of John Williams, the former Cherries defender and assistant manager and promotion winner. With us here on BBC Radio Solent, we heard from last time's promotion-winning captain Tommy Elphick live on the programme about 6:20 or so earlier as we built up to this 7 o'clock kickoff. Forest eventually take the restart over on the right side, but that throw goes through to the Cherries goalkeeper Mark Travers, all in blue, who gets his goal kick all wrong. Goodness me, that went straight along the ground. Thankfully for him, it bounced off Surridge and straight to a Cherries player as he was looking for Christie down the middle.
That could have gone dreadfully wrong.
Very wrong. Forest trying to pen the Cherries in here, but Adam Smith has snuck out of the trap, and now Ryan Christie down the right, but across comes Steve Cook and clears it away into the executive seats to our left.
Yeah, good work by Christie there, just trying to put him in. Cookie gets there first.
Well, I think Mark Travers deserves that break, Willow, for the way he's performed this season.
I mean, he's done very little wrong. He's been magnificent. No, just didn't catch that one.
He was going for the sort of flat horizontal one, wasn't he, down the field to Christie, but knocked it straight along the ground. Thankfully, no damage done. Lerma's got it. Nice little triangle down in front of us on this near right side for the Cherries. Adam Smith now. Back out to Solanke, but he's wide on the right, their centre forward and top goal scorer. Now Smith and Lerma. Smith was battling with Colback. That's a good tussle, that one. And now it's back to McKenna, who clears it away up to halfway, but only to Nat Phillips of the Cherries. 6.5 gone in the second half. Still nothing on the score sheet in this tight Tuesday night. Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Over on the left-hand side, Anthony has it now, looking for Solanke on the top of the box. Amura had made a run inside. Solanke holds it up inside the penalty area. Still going Solanke. Forest claim a handball. Solanke was battling on there and eventually falls to the ground and Forest clear it away.
Yeah, he just couldn't get it out his feet at the most important moment.
Kelly retrieves it though, and it's now with Jefferson Lerma. Christie screaming for it on this right-hand side if Lerma can find him, which he does now. Over to the Scottish wing wizard to try and make something happen. Instead he knocks it along the top of the box to Jaden Anthony, who thought about going for goal, then changed his mind on his left foot. Back to Lewis Cook. Here's Christie again, 25 yards out. They found Dom Solanke across goal into the side netting. There'll be a few on the far side who thought that might have gone in, but we were right behind it, and unfortunately the wrong side of the post. Yeah,
good work though, good build-up play. Got Dominic in and got the shot away, but probably would have been better going for the other post.
Is that the first time they've got Solanke and Willow in 53 minutes?
I can't remember many more times.
Samba in the Forest goal, drills one straight down the middle. They don't mess around, Forest. That's again why they have often low possession stats but high offensive threat. They just get it forward. It's not so much a long ball game, it's just direct, isn't it? They're not quite the same thing. As Lerma and Smith inside their own half, and now helped on down this right-hand side via a Forest deflection and out of play. Throwing on the halfway line to the Cherries. Fans working hard to add a bit of extra energy from the crowd here.
I mean, I'm thinking 0-0's not the worst result at all by any means, but what's in Scott's mind? Do we make some substitutions, try and get a bit more out the front people?
Well, lots have happened in these two sides' respective games after the 75th minute this season. So I think this one will certainly be right on edge till the end as the Cherries win a free kick. Adam Smith knocked over just short of the halfway line. Ball back with Nat Phillips in the heart of the Cherries defence, coming forward again from left to right. Tuesday night with BBC Radio Solent. This one was an earlier kick-off tonight. Don't forget the final round of games on Saturday. They all kick off at 12:30. Bournemouth at home to Millwall, Nottingham Forest away to Hull. Those now the only two teams who can finish second. Huddersfield are now out of the reckoning and will finish in the playoffs. Sixth place up for grabs. It'll be Sheffield United, Middlesbrough. Luton are still under threat as well after their tonking at Fulham. Here's Jefferson Lerma down the right side into the box to Solanke for the Cherries. Ryan Christie coming in support. Christie takes over. Right footed from Christie into the 6-yard box. Too many yellow shirts there and clear for a Cherries throw.
Yeah, looking more dangerous now though. Lerma just getting down the outside and cutting the ball back first. He's just pulled up and
he's just tweaked himself, Jefferson Lerma, there as he stopped. I don't know if he carried on running into the board or something. I didn't see off the ball, but He's not quite moving at full
No, he's not.
tilt here, Jefferson Lerma.
He's having to think about it.
He did say he didn't know whether he was running at full tilt earlier. Well, I don't know if he came into the game with an injury, but we'll keep an eye on him. He'd be a big man to lose, no doubt about that. Cherry's throwing right down by the corner flag on this near side. 10 minutes gone in the second half. 0-0. Christie with Lerma limping, throws it to Lerma. There's a foul by Colback, who clips the heels of Christie out on the touchline. And Bournemouth have got a set piece here, which is 10 yards in from the corner flag, down the touchline.
Yeah, there's a good opportunity here to work a set play.
Well, Lerma's jogged his way into the penalty area. Ryan Christie's just stretching there after clipping his heels. Referee Atwell's inadvertently just kicked the ball away there as he went to mark down the foam spot. He backheeled the ball off down the touchline.
Colleagues just come over, tell him Anthony where he wants the ball, or Christie, whichever one is elected to take it.
Forest down a two-man wall just outside the edge of the penalty area. Bournemouth attacking the goal away to our right in front of the Ted McDougall south stand. Throwing the big men forward from the back. Anthony and Christie are right out on this near side. Referee's keeping a close eye in the middle as Christie swings it in. Goalkeeper punches it away, not massively convincingly, but Samba did do enough there and managed to get it clear. Christie plays one in, lovely ball to Lloyd Kelly, right corner of the area. Lerma back out to Anthony, nicely fashioned. Anthony's cross in, Solanke off balance with the header, went behind Billing, who was coming in at the back post. Billing keeps it in over by the corner flag.
Lerma's struggling.
Lerma is still bending over on his knees as Billing wins a throw in, does he, over by the corner flag. Not sure if Lerma is waving to the touchline. I think to say he's okay. Lerma's going to battle on. Cherry's throwing 10 yards through the corner flag.
I'm not sure he can, Chris. I think he was just getting them a sub ready.
Well, I didn't know what his hand signal was. Let's have a look down the line as to who's getting ready here. Well, Ben Pearson is getting ready, or getting limbered up. So is Kiefer Moore, interestingly, Willow. And Kiefer Moore's bib is coming off.
Yeah. That would change the formation.
Cherries have got it from the throw-in over on the far side of the left. Do they want a corner there? No. In fact, Forest were cute and moved out the way as Billing tried to win it, and it'll be a goal kick to Forest. So, knowing that the win would get them over the line, and with Lerma struggling, Kiefer Moore is about to come on, Willow, for his second appearance since returning from injury.
Yeah.
Last one, he scored twice.
Well, I'll have some more of that, please.
Cleared away by Forest. Lerma's still moving really only on 1.5 legs, but he's still, as we know he is, wholeheartedly won it back with help from Lewis Cook. Now Christie is fouled again, but he's played the advantage, the referee. Christie looks to his right, sees an unfit Lerma, so shoots himself. And off the outside of his left foot, unfortunately, Christie way off target. And now Jefferson Lerma quite sensibly, I think the bench, producer Carla spotted the bench, was just telling Jefferson Lerma to get the game stopped.
Yeah, he's holding his knee, which is never a good thing. Definitely coming off though.
So Jefferson Lerma, not the kind of player you want to lose after 58 minutes, but Kiefer Moore is going to come on to replace him here. We know what Lerma's like, Willow. He'll just keep going. He just kept getting up and carried on, but the right thing is just to get it stopped and get it.
Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet. We've all been there where you've played on with injuries and it can go wrong for you.
Well,
I'm just wondering if Dominic will just drop back into number 10 role.
Well, Kiefer Moore has only managed a handful of minutes so far in Cherries colours. 2 goals at Swansea to win the Cherries the point that means a victory tonight would take them beyond Forest. Lerma is being helped up by Nick Court. Well, we know Jefferson Lerma, of course, has missed a huge chunk of the season through suspension. He's going to miss the second half, or most of the last half hour of this game with injury, but the Cherry supporters singing their songs, applauding Jefferson Lerma off as Kiefer Moore gets ready to replace him.
I think Dominic's going to do that role. Just listening, they're getting instructions. He called Anthony over as well. We'll just have a look at it.
So Lerma cuts a frustrated figure as he limps off with the help of the physio Nick Court to the Cherries bench. Just couldn't carry on. Kiefer Moore is on. Up top, 6'4", a new challenge for Steve Cook, the former Cherries club captain. Kiefer Moore's gone straight onto him in the middle of the back three.
Anthony's come over to this right-hand side.
So we'll wait and see what's happened here in terms of the formation, Willow. We'll get you to look at that. You're right, Jayden Anthony has come over to this right-hand side, so it looks like Dom Solanke has gone out to the left. Ryan Christie has dropped into the number 10 role, and Anthony's come out to the right, Willow.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
Well, if that is what it is, how are you thinking about that?
It's not what I would have thought about.
Okay. We played an hour. Ryan Christie's definitely gone more central, and Dom Solanke has definitely gone out to the left. He's just taking the 30 goals.
And Anthony's over here.
I just said that. But Solanke out to the left is more noticeable, Willow. Your 30-goal striker out to the left wing.
Let's see how it develops.
Well, obviously, hand was forced with Lerma coming off, so Scott Parker has used that to make the tactical switch with half an hour to play. Still Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0 if you're just joining us on BBC Radio Solar this Tuesday night. Lewis Cook inside the Bournemouth half of the field with the Cherries kick from left to right. Anthony now up against Colback on this near side. And Kiefer Moore, we know he was barely fit enough, Willow, to come on at Swansea, was he, to play that final 20 minutes or so. Got through it. Thankfully he wasn't needed at Blackburn, so he was able to wrap himself up in cotton wool for a week.
Well, he'll have had a few more days to train, so that's helpful.
Kiefer Moore, another one of those who's never played in the Premier League, looking to fulfil a career ambition. Smith down this near right-hand side for the Cherries. Moore tries to win the header, but he's eased off it by McKenna. Now Ryan Christie by the corner flag up against Steve Cook. And Ryan Christie wins a corner off Jack Colback for Bournemouth.
Well, with Moore in the middle, we've got more heading power here now. And we've seen him score from a corner once already.
Ryan Christie waves to the South Stand supporters behind him down to our right. And that corner flag, and they respond with a cacophony of noise. Christie spots the ball down carefully. Keep your eye on Kiefer Moore, Willow, to come in from the back post as we hit 61 minutes played. Bournemouth 0, Forest 0. In from Christie, and unfortunately straight into the hands of the man in white, Bruce Samba, the Forest keeper.
Yeah, how if you're going to hit that sort of corner, I think you've got to have somebody standing in front of the goalkeeper.
Long volley clearance from Samba down the field. Forest claiming that it came off the head of Adam Smith, but the referee Stuart Atwell not pulled, and it will be a throw into the Cherries. Forest, of course, had a great cup run, which really did fuel their revival in the second half of the season. They beat Arsenal and Leicester in the FA Cup, then Huddersfield, and were only beaten 1-0 by Liverpool, ultimately. There's no doubt that that confidence they took from those Premier League scouts helped fuel this second half of the season to be challenging the Cherries for second place. Spence over on the right now. Solanke with some new work to do in this formation, but they've got beyond Billing here. Ryan Yates over on the right-hand side. Billing tracking back, wins it back. Referee happy with the challenge. Now Billing looking to get the Cherries moving forward with Zamora, who's got Solanke ahead of him. Good challenge from Spence came in, and all of a sudden they've turned it around, and Zinkernagel is sprinting away down the right-hand side for Forest here. Zinkernagel right side of the box. Good challenge came in from a combination of Kelly and Lewis Cook, and it's cleared up to halfway, where it's smashed forward by Worrell rather aimlessly onto the edge of the penalty area. Phillips won it ahead of Surridge. Round in the centre of midfield, Lewis Cook again, and he's laid it off to Ryan Christie, who's through the centre circle with Kiefer Moore to his right. Here's Kiefer Moore. Christie through the middle, wants it back. Kiefer Moore looks up, tried to find Christie. It was blocked, but actually the free kick's been given for a foul on Steve Cook. Christie, I think it was, he was penalised for pulling Steve Cook back as they tried to make their way through the middle.
Yeah, that was a disappointing end to that run. Thought we had them outnumbered. The referee didn't agree.
Lewis Cook is down on the halfway line here, just took a knock in the aftermath of all that. I thought Steve Cook actually was trying to block off Ryan Christie, and in the end got the free kick himself. It's just a coming together between the two, really. I mean, Ryan Christie hasn't done a lot wrong. I think the referee has just seen Steve Cook on the ground and given him the decision, Willow.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a foul at all.
It was quite a heavy challenge from James Garner on Lewis Cook further back up the field. Lewis Cook's up on his feet. Forest get the free kick just outside their penalty area. 64th minute. Still Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0. A draw for the Cherries would mean they would need another point against Millwall here on Saturday. Forest away to Hull. Wouldn't be able to catch the Cherries. The ball on the near side. Kiefer Moore, was he barged in the back there by McKenna. Certainly Scott Parker had his arms out wide just in front of the incident. Officials judge in Forest's favour. Back it goes in the centre circle to Joe Worrell, the Forest captain. Over on the right-hand side, and Spence now looking to link up with Johnson, but Lloyd Kelly has done a good job on Johnson for most of the evening.
Yeah, he has for most of the evening, but he's still a threat. He's that sort of player, you can see.
This time the flag goes up against Johnson on the far side as Samba's long goal clearance for Forest ends up in the Cherries half of the field. When you look at the bench, Willow, that Cherries fielded at Forest away, the bench, Dennis, Davis, Brennan Camp, Kyle Taylor, amongst others, Nathan Mariah Welsh, Ryan Glover, Christian Sadie. That's a poor ball from Nat Phillips, out of play on the far side. That was a team when the Cherries won 2-1. But hardly had a first-team appearance between them on the bench when they played Forest away earlier in the season.
Yeah, amazing. Looking a few yards here, the crowd aren't happy.
Yeah, certainly a lot of those not involved this season. The Jack Stacey's, the Mark Condez's, the Leif Davises, the David Brooks have all played a key part in the season, maybe in the first half of the season, before the Cherries got bodies back and were able to bolster in January. Although a number of those loan signings haven't probably featured as much as they would have liked to. Todd Cantwell not in the squad again this evening. Only Nat Phillips, really, of the January loan signings, has been one regularly in the team. Freddie Woodman has hardly had a sniff, the lone goalkeeper. Here's Kelly looking for a long one to Billing down the left-hand side in a race here with Yates. Left side of the box, Yates tries to win a free kick. Referee's not having it, plays the advantage. Phil Billing went for goal himself and in the end knocked it to Samba. He might have got a free kick on the edge of the box. There were three to his left, one to the pullback. Billing tried to knock it across and the goalkeeper did very well indeed.
I think he tried to pick Anthony out. Didn't get there though, unfortunate.
Well, it was all happening. First of all, Yates tried to claim one of those free kicks facing his own byline. The referee wouldn't have it. Then he clipped Phil Billings' heels. That was close to being in the box. The referee played the advantage, and as Billings tried to square it, just looking at a replay here, Willow, it's probably outside, isn't it? I think initially, as Billing got brought down there, the referee played the advantage, as you probably would have wanted him to do, I think, in that situation. Brilliant from Zamora on the centre spot. Knocks it to the right and keeper Moore. Excellent challenge came in there from Steve Cook, sliding into dispossession. Here's Anthony for Bournemouth, right side of the penalty area. Ryan Christie onto his left foot. Christie went for goal, off a Forest head, spinning over towards the corner on the far side, but the goalkeeper will get there.
Zamora, absolutely amazing. He won the ball back twice to get us moving forward.
Well, the game is opening up, isn't it, Willow? Wide open now as Sturridge brings down Anthony on the halfway line. Cherries fans are claiming a card here for Sam Sturridge as he's running off with the ball, claiming he hasn't heard the whistle. But it's open, Willow, is it now? Because Forest know they really need to win. Well,
that's it. And we said before the game, I can imagine them really going for it like in an FA Cup tie, because there's everything to gain.
It's getting a little bit frenetic. It's getting edgy in a different way now. It's not on the edge of your seat nerves, it's excitement nerves, I think. Solanke over on the left-hand side now. Maybe you're sitting at home and you're now on the floor. Maybe you've moved closer and closer to the radio as the course of the evening's gone on. Solanke is dispossessed over in the far corner, and Forest cleared a halfway where Kelly and Johnson, in fact the ball's gone out anyway. In fact there's a free kick given on the far side against the Cherries as Ryan Yates is left on the floor.
Must have been Dominic. Couldn't quite see, thought the ball had run clear.
Well, we're into the final quarter of the game now, Willow. Just looking down to the Forest bench, I saw a bit of movement a minute ago from somebody starting to look like they were getting ready. The last 10 games, Willow, Forest have kept 6 clean sheets. They've scored 26, and they've only let in 4 in their last 10 games.
Nice figures.
Tonight they've scored none and they've let in none. That is how the scoreline stands on BBC Radio Solent. Cherries 0, Forest 0. Now a chance for Kiefer Moore away down the left-hand side again, but isolated. No one with him at the moment. Moore trying to hold it up. Arrival in the box now, 3 or 4. Moore went for goal. Not the right option. Halfway out the south stand from Kiefer Moore.
Well, you have to say he went for the glory shot there, but didn't catch it at all. Can't have a go at someone who's trying. He beat 2 people to get the shot in, but it was high and wide.
So the ball over on the near side now for Forest. Their left-hand side as Garner and Colback get it under control and just slow things down ever so slightly. 21 and a bit minutes remaining. Cherries 0, Forest 0. Forward from McKenna, but it was too strong for Zinkernagel, and it was dealt with by Adam Smith, and he goes back to Nat Phillips, who was a Bolton player, by the way, when the Cherries beat Bolton in 2015. Not in the squad, but he was on the Bolton staff as a youngster when the Cherries won promotion last time around. Here he is trying to help the Cherries get promotion. Foul by Zinkernagel on Lewis Cook was late. Referee allows advantage. Might come back to that in a second. Here's Anthony, right side of the box for the Cherries. Back to Christie once again. Christie's ball into Solanke, who comes central this time. Solanke trying to find room in the penalty area. 2 or 3 surrounded him and managed to get it clear for Forest. Zinkernagel on the ball now inside the Cherries half. gets that all wrong, slips as he does so, and it goes out of play.
Yeah,
Zinkernagel for his trouble here. He's going to get a yellow card, once he gets to his feet, I think.
Yeah, we're looking a lot more threatening now. I don't know whether the change has done that or the boys have just stepped it up, but it's us who are doing most of the attacking.
Well, I think it's just a long ticking off for Philip Zinkernagel. He gets away without a yellow card. There hasn't been a yellow card this evening so far. Referee Atwell, to be fair, has kept things moving and has kept on top of it pretty well. Ryan Yates has come all the way over to the left-hand side. The referee restarted the game. Yates sat down, trying to get some treatment. The game was moving, so he's got to get back on his feet and get going. Anthony on this near side. Yates tried to pull him back, but missed. Anthony into Moore, into the penalty area. Keeper Moore back to Anthony. Inside right channel. Anthony saved by Samba. A snapshot beaten away by the goalkeeper with his left hand. It's going to run out of play for a corner over on the left-hand side to the Cherries.
Well, it's definitely more threatening. Keeper did ever so well, to be fair. He reacted to I think he was just going to go in off the far post from this angle, but he's just punched at it and gone out for the corner.
The Cherries have around 20 minutes more to try and get the job done this evening here at the Vitality Stadium. They have a corner on the left-hand side to be taken by Jayden Anthony, whose shot was parried away by the Forest keeper, Brice Samba. Anthony whips it straight into the box, but straight onto a Forest head and cleared away. Only as far as Lewis Cook up against Zinkernagel, who again is snapping away at him in the middle of the Forest half. Poor ball in from Lewis Cook, has left the Cherries slightly exposed, and here's Brennan Johnson away. Lewis Cook had a little clip at him. Johnson still moving forward here. Lewis Cook has another go at him, then Johnson overhits it, and it will go through for a goal kick. And Johnson is absolutely furious, and to be honest, I can see his point of view, Willow, because Lewis Cook had two nibbles at him. Johnson kept on it going on his feet, and then lost out because of it.
I can see what he's thinking there. Another player down.
Well, Yates is down again in the centre circle getting some treatment here. He's tried a couple of times to get some attention. But Brennan Johnson there is running forward. Lewis Cook, he nearly took the yellow card for the team and brought him down, didn't he, Willow? But wasn't able to on a couple of occasions. Johnson was honest, kept going because he had two up with him as well. And Lewis Cook just did enough to knock him off balance. Well, I don't know why the referee didn't bring it back, to be honest.
Well, it was a strange situation. Johnson, I think he was trying to get the shot away, then just at the last minute thought about that pass, but he put too much on the pass and that was out for
well, I think Ryan Yates here is, I'm not sure what happened to him as a result of the collision with Solanke a little while ago. He's jarred his right shoulder from a replay that we are looking at, but it's probably not a bad moment for Forest, certainly with 18 minutes left, just to have a moment here to take the sting out of the game.
Definitely taking the sting out of the game. We all know that gets done nowadays on a regular basis by everyone, you have to say.
But still, don't forget, a draw leaves Bournemouth just needing a point on Saturday against Millwall. And of course, that would mean Forest would need to go and win as well. A draw here, if Forest were to lose on Saturday, it wouldn't matter what Bournemouth did here.
I wouldn't count on that.
I wouldn't count on Hull doing too much, would you? No. I'd be surprised if they even turn up for the game, to be honest. For their performance at Bristol City the other day.
Let's just see this one through.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Ryan Yates, who's now marching off the field with the physio, the Forest physio, in close attendance. Are they making a change, or are they keeping moving here with Yates? He's one of their instrumental figures. He's probably about as important to Forest in central midfield as Lerma is to the Cherries. Has already limped off. Replaced by Kiefer Moore, which caused the Cherries to reshuffle. So Yates and Cook are off the field here. Forest has got 9, Willow. Steve Cook came off with some a running repairs update to his Vaseline head. Has he got some? He's got some sort of bandage on there, I think. Now, is he? I'm just looking here. Has he got some black tape on there now? I can't quite see, but it's hard to see from here whether it's just a slick of Vaseline or whether he has got a headband on. But anyway, the restart comes now. Billing wins a great flick on. Solanke now inside right channel. Steve Cook just back on the field, managed to get a foot in, and Samba releases Spence for Forest over on the far side, the right. They know they just need one moment on the counter-attack to try and put themselves in the box seat going into the final weekend of the championship season. After 9 months, forward it goes from Forest down the right-hand side. Cherries have got a man down now. Jordan Zamora is down over on the far side. Referee, as the ball goes out of play, is going to stop it here. Jordan Zamora took a bit of a whack there, Willow.
Yeah, he's holding the back of his leg again. I hope that's not a problem from the old injury.
I thought he took an aerial whack, Willow. Yeah, he's taken an elbow in the face from
He's got hit in the chops.
So Zamora's going to need some attention here. Nick Court jogging over on the far side. Well, Willow, we're coming towards the 75th minute of the game. The Cherries have won 10 points after the 75th minute this season, but they've also lost 9 points after that time of the game as well.
Well, it's coming to that stage of the game, then we've got to look after the back door. That's the main thing. If we get a point, all well and good. I mean, I actually feel over the last 10 minutes or so, we look like we're going to get a goal threat.
Zamora is just receiving his attention on the field over on the far side. One thing I will add, Willow, is that Forest this season have taken the lead 29 times. Only 6 times have they been pegged back. We talk about them protecting the lead. Yeah. So if you let them get in front here, that is a problem.
Well, the trick is to keep it all nice and safe and make sure we get at least a point out of this.
Well, among the more minor statistics, the Cherries have never done a double over Nottingham Forest. This is the 9th season they've played each other. They would do if they could win here. Zamura's now back on his feet and has been helped over to the far touchline. So it all comes down, we said it all comes down to 90 minutes. It now all comes down to 15. 0-0 on BBC Radio Solent. Zamora back on. Forest restart, but give it away. Jayden Anthony now with some room to move up to the halfway. Ryan Christie out to his right, but it wasn't a good ball. And there was some good work back by Colback there to switch it around, and now Forest in possession. Garner out on the left-hand side. And it goes back to McKenna on the left of the back three once again.
I thought you should have run with that more, Anthony.
Steve Cook goes long down the inside right, but over the top and through for a goal kick.
I was just watching the keeper's starting position there. I think anything that bounces in the box, you've got to be ready and get out to it. That one just run right through for the goal kick.
We're talking about points dropped, Willow, by the way. The goalkeeper's got the ball away to our left. I was looking at the bottom 10 results for these two teams. Games you'd expect them to win. Forest have won 15 out of 19 against the bottom 10. The Cherries only won 12 out of 19 against the bottom 10. You know where some important points have slipped away as Kiefer Moore is penalised for bundling over Jack Colback down underneath us in the Forest half of the field. Yeah,
he wanted a foul just before that, but was never going to get it. Referee was right beside him.
Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0. 13.5 minutes remaining. All the reaction to come up. We're on air till 10. The 7 o'clock kickoff gives us a beautiful full hour of reaction. Here come Forest down the right now. They're looking to get Spence away into the penalty area. Still he goes to the byline and he's run it straight out of play. Steve Cooper's nearly on the pitch with fury. That is Brennan Johnson, sorry, he was down the right-hand side. Lloyd Kelly again, physically.
Yeah, he's been magnificent tonight, Kelly. All his work has been tip-top. Defensively, his headers, his passing is much better.
Again, I think Brennan Johnson's got a pretty strong case for a free kick. Well, Kelly's got his arms around his waist. The problem is, Johnson, we ask players to stay on their feet. They stay on their feet and they don't get the free kick. So you can see why they go down. That's twice now for him. He's been honest and he hasn't got the free kick either time.
I'm more concerned about the other end.
Well, don't you worry about giving us an opinion, Willow, anytime. Smith halfway inside the Cherries half of the field now. But Forest have picked it up with Ryan Yates. Wide to the left. Surridge driven wide. Over towards the byline. Adam Smith goes rushing over to close down the space. That's out of play off Surridge. And that'll be a Cherries throw-in. What? Sorry, that'll be a Forest throw-in according to the officials. Taken short. Back it comes to Garner. Whips one in early towards the penalty spot. And it's turned behind by Forest. And that will be a goal kick to the Cherries. And it's Yates who's down again inside the Cherries half of the field, hurting his shoulder again.
He's going to need treatment again.
Well, we're back to Cabango at Swansea, aren't we, Willow? Who went down 106 times and eventually had to come off. If it's hurting, you're battling on. Credit to you, well played. But if it is, you need stoppage every time you come down. You're going to have to think about coming off. But Yates has got back up and he's getting on with it. I've got to say, there's been very little tomfoolery in the game. Mostly this game has just been played at the pace we'd have expected it to. Steve Cook and Kiefer Moore jump a fair header, which was won by the Forest man, but it's given away on the halfway line. And now Adam Smith for the Cherries wins a throw-in off Sam Surridge. Down underneath us. Cherries have it with Anthony. Anthony has certainly snuck a few yards, which Steve Cooper, the Forest manager, was protesting about. Billing now, being tugged back by Colback. Well, again, he's brought to the ground. The referee, what's he looking at? He's waving his arms all over. Billing was on the deck. Forest have got it with Spence on the far side.
That's a free kick. I can't believe that.
He's now given the free kick to Forest. Well, again, we saw from here, he had a fistful of Billing's shirt. The assistant referee's got the same view that we have.
I can't believe he hasn't given that. Billing's gone through 3 of them.
Sometimes referees can try and be too clever, can't they? And try and play too much clever advantage. Just give fouls that are fouls sometimes for either team. 11 minutes to play. Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Still, one moment, one slip, one misplaced pass, one bit of brilliance could decide this, could send Bournemouth back to the Premier League, or could put Nottingham Forest into position 2. Here's Kiefer Moore down the right now, chasing on with Ryan Christie. That might be a free kick. Kiefer Moore, oh, he's got away with it. Kiefer Moore right side of the penalty area in the challenge with McKenna. Whips one in, Kiefer Moore into the side netting again, unfortunately. Well, that again looked a push by Kiefer Moore on McKenna.
Well, it looked a foul to me, but I'm not sure anymore.
Maybe we're playing no fouls. Maybe that's one of the new rules. To get promoted to the Premier League, we're going to play a game of no fouls for either team. Into the last 10 nearly, 3 seconds to go. Forest have wasted possession on the far side, and it will be a Bournemouth throw in just over the halfway line. On that far left touchline as Cherries attack from left to right. An energy gel comes on for Jadon Anthony, chucked on by the Cherries sports science team. He swigs that sugar for a bit of lasting energy for these closing minutes. Zamura's throw-in down the left-hand side. That's going to run all the way through for a Forest goal kick if Steve Cook can let it, which he does.
Yeah, they look like they've gone into a bit of a defensive mode at the moment to me, Forest. They're even thinking a point wouldn't be a bad situation out of this.
Well, we know what a point would do. It would send the games on Saturday into decisive mode. Bournemouth would go in with a 3-point advantage as they have now. Forest would have a goal difference of better than 1 goal. So a draw for the Cherries against Millwall would do enough. A defeat for the Cherries would be fine if Forest also lost. Can the Cherries, though, seal it tonight? It's what everybody here has come for. 9 minutes to play. Over on the left, Christie waiting on the edge of the penalty area. Here's Jordan Zamura going past 2. What a run from Zamura. Brought down right on the edge of the box. Free kick, almost on the line. Dead centre as Zamura slalomed his way in to the penalty area. Yellow card for McKenna because Zamura is running at speed. Another pace willow, and that might have been a penalty.
Well, Zamura's asking for the penalty, is it? We're just having another look again. Yeah, just outside the box. Referee's got it right.
So, a yellow card for Scott McKenna of Forest, and now a free kick situation for the Cherries. A pace outside the penalty area, almost dead centre.
Yeah, I always think you've got to go through with power for this one. It's too close to get it up and down quickly. Just aim it. Well, there's going to be a gap so the keeper can see through it. Just smash it through the gap.
A hush almost descends across the Vitality Stadium, descends across Bournemouth, and probably descends across Nottingham as well, as Phil Billing stands over this free kick for Bournemouth. A yard outside the penalty area as we look away to our right. Forest have got about an 8-man wall. Ryan Christie's there too as the decoy. But Phil Billing, who scored 2 on Saturday, has got an opportunity here from the set play. Billing, left-footed, it's a cheeky one, square, and smashed in! Kiefer Moore! More! And Bournemouth, all of a sudden, are 7.5 minutes away from the Premier League! A brilliantly worked set piece! Skullduggery, hoodwinkery, Kiefer Moore, 1-0!
What a magnificent strike by Moore. He had to hit the target. That was the main thing from that angle. But what a time this lad is having at Bournemouth. 2 goals in the first game. He comes on as sub and he could win his promotion. There's all sorts of substitutes getting ready to come on for down there in Forest. Unbelievable stuff.
Have you ever seen a more important and yet a more simple training ground set piece than that one? A sideways pass, a first-time finish into the bottom right-hand corner from Kiefer Moore. Super sub.
Yeah, I mean, it looks simple when you just play it through, but that's no mean feat to get it on target right in the bottom corner by Moore. It was absolutely fantastic strike. Now, for 6 minutes. Plus injury time.
6 minutes to see through. Forest are making their full raft of 3 changes here. Colback's come off and Richie Laria, the Canadian, has come on. Also on is Alex Mighton on the left-hand side, who's come on for Steve Cook. And I think Zinkernagel went off as well, didn't he? I think I saw him disappearing down the tunnel. It all happened in the aftermath of the goal, so we weren't really watching that. So Zinkernagel is off as well. We'll try and work out the third and final sub, but to be honest with you, for Bournemouth it's going to be seeing out this last 5.5 minutes.
Yeah,
we are going...
Yeah, the fans know it, but we've got to just concentrate and see it through.
646 days ago, Bournemouth lost their Premier League status. They are 5 minutes away from regaining it. The ball is back with Forest, halfway inside their own half. Well, it had just got a little bit nervy, Willow. There was such an expectant hush before that free kick. But Billing knocked it sideways. Moore knocked it into the net. And now the ball is with Lewis Cook in the centre of midfield. The Cherries are still pinging it around here. On halfway as Forest chase around, try and get the ball back. Can Bournemouth keep their 20th clean sheet of the season and see this one out? Moore has it on the halfway line. Well, Kiefer Moore, he's watched on frustratingly, injured, broken foot, surgery, back ahead of schedule to score 2 at Swansea, this time last week, Willow.
Well, it was amazing, wasn't it, for him to come on and do that, and to do it again is absolutely astonishing. I know it all looks simple the way it evolves, but he's kept the ball down so well and right into the corner. What a fantastic strike.
Cherries have got it down in the corner flag at the moment, exactly where they want it. Dominic Solanke is protecting the ball. The giant scoreboard away to our right says 86 minutes nearly played as Forest get the ball down and drive it long up the field towards the substitute on this near side, Mighton, one of their youngsters who scored on Saturday, and that's out of play. Jayden Anthony cannons it off the Forest man, and it's a Cherries free throw-in on the halfway line. And we're going to see another change for the Cherries here, I think. 2 changes. I think Sariki Dembele is coming on. Sorry, it's not. I'm trying to look under the... it's Ben Pearson and Chris Mepham, so the defensive special team, Willow, is coming on.
Yeah, they are. And he wants to do the changes now, but the referee wants them to play on.
Adam Smith on the halfway line takes the throw-in down this near side. All sorts of people are moving around the stand now all of a sudden. All sorts of TV folk are getting themselves in position. We'll have the reaction for you if it stays as it is. And Bournemouth are on the way to the Premier League in 3 minutes and stoppage time from now. Anthony with the challenge. Sliding one came in from Garner. Moore to the right-hand side. Here's Jayden Anthony again. A second one decides it. Anthony into the penalty area. Might run loose. Cherries can't get there with Solanke. And hammered clear for Forest by Spence. It's still back with Bournemouth. Kiefer Moore on this near side again. Christie back to halfway. There are 4 yellow shirts around him. This is not the time for Bournemouth to be taking any chances. Forward down the right side, and it's out of play off a Forest man, I think, for a Cherries throw. Forest furious down in front of us.
Yeah, just take your time with this one. Just a bit of game management now. They're going absolutely crazy trying to get the ball thrown in, but just take the sting out of it.
The remnants of a red flare lingering in the sky as we look away, causing a red mist in front of the north stand as we now wait for these 2 Cherry substitutions. Steve Cooper, the Forest manager, urging his team on with applause down there. But Bournemouth are 2.5 minutes away. It's going to be Ryan Christie coming off for Ben Pearson.
And Mepham. He goes to 3 at the back, I think.
So Christie coming off. And also Jayden Anthony will be replaced by Chris Mepham for these final couple of minutes.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if we will go into a trio or to keep the same shape. He's done it in that way before.
Richie Laria, the Forest midfielder there, was just urging Jayden Anthony to be walking towards the technical area rather than the other side of the ground when his number went up. Well, this is the Vitality Stadium. Even those in the executive seats to our left, who've had a nice posh dinner, probably a couple of glasses or something pre-match, they're standing up and chanting, "We are going up." There are 90 seconds left of the 90 minutes.
Dear me.
On BBC Radio
Throw it in the corner. Cherries
lead by 1-0. The scorer, Kiefer Moore, his 3rd goal in 2 Tuesday nights, coming off the bench. And here he is again now, as he's brought down by, yes he is, by Laria, just outside the penalty area. Free kick to the Cherries, and that might be another minute used up.
Yeah, it was good work by Moore. He's just got away with a tackle from behind, but the second one took him down.
So free kick to the Cherries, and predictably enough, nobody is moving to take it here.
Just go in the corner with it.
Ben Pearson with his newly slicked back hair, courtesy not of some expensive styling product, but a bottle of Highland Spring water. Stands over the ball 30 yards out. The fourth official, Josh Smith, is coming forward with the board in 45 seconds to tell us how much time will be added on. Stay with us for all the live reaction here on BBC Radio Solent. We're on air till 10. So much time to speak to the key protagonists as Pearson and the Cherries have it inside the Forest half. It's going to run to the right side of the Forest box, cleared away by Myton, but out of play and a Bournemouth throwing down underneath us. 30 seconds of the 90 minutes to play. 1-0 Bournemouth.
Well, as we're going to these dying moments, it's been absolutely amazing the way this team have consistently, now towards the end of the season, picked up results against teams every time they need them.
Out of play off Billing, it will be a Forest goal kick away to our right. Here comes the magic board with the added time on it from fourth official Josh Smith. It says 8 minutes. I thought it said 3, Willow, then I squinted and it actually said 8. It's not what the Cherries wanted to see.
No,
Forest have staged some late shows already this season. Bournemouth have now got a fairly significant chunk of time to see out. There have been a lot of stoppages in fairness, but now Kiefer Moore has it, and Dom Solanke might be away here. Solanke up against Spence, who holds him up and then drags him down, and that'll be a free kick outside the penalty area.
He's last man.
It'll be a yellow card for Spence as well. There were 2 defenders covering behind. Spence yellow, Solanke free kick. But that was nearly Solanke away. Spence, to his credit there, stuck with Solanke gamely and then illegally.
Well, he's so strong, Solanke. It's great to... Yeah, he's hooked up with him, he's pulled him over, no doubt about that.
So Cherries have a free kick, which they've sent a total of no bodies forward for, Willow. What's happening?
Well, I think they're just going to run it into the corner like you would expect.
They've got a free kick, Willow. 30. It's a Bournemouth free kick, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've got a free kick 30 yards out. They've got 5 men in their own half. They've got nobody in advance of the ball. This is strange. They're just going to flick it, looking for Kiefer Moore to put himself between the ball and the Forest defenders. This is the strangest
Hang on, here's another one. Here's Dom going up.
Strangest attacking set piece I've ever seen. Leading by a goal to 0. 1.5 of the 8 minutes of added time have been played, and whatever they were trying to do there, it's completely gone pear-shaped, and it's back to the Forest keeper, and they get a chance to play it long.
Well, they do. I thought they could have at least tried to keep some possession in that corner.
Well, they've just said, come on then, Forest, we're going to line up with 5 in a line and 4 in front of that. Leave Kiefer Moore up top and see if you can unlock us. And Forest are going to try and do that with a direct ball down the middle. First touch is a good one from Chris Mepham in the air. Loping around on the edge of the Cherries penalty area at the moment. Mepham and then Billing clear. And Kiefer Moore tries to flick it sideways. Really needs to get it under control. And then a nice ball down the right-hand side from the Cherries, but no one really there. But it was a clever ball from Adam Smith just to turn Forest around back in their own half.
And I thought if Phil Bill had started his run off quicker, I think he could have got on the end of that.
1-0 Bournemouth. Promotion to the Premier League is still 6 minutes of added time away here on BBC Radio Solent, and Forest on the move, but it's given away by Spence, and now Kiefer Moore with Billing in the middle in oceans of space. Kiefer Moore's found him. Billing's running on empty, I think, can barely pick his legs up to move forward, manages to keep the ball alive though for the Cherries. Over to the left hand side in Solanke, who will happily hold it up by the corner flag, Willow, with no one making any move to go and support him. Is that a corner?
Goal kick. Goal kick. Got to face this one now.
Tick off those minutes one by one. Listening at home, you probably started your own watch. That is 3 of the 8 gone. Bournemouth lead by Kiefer Moore's goal on 83 minutes, slotting home a training ground free kick beyond Brice Samba. Phillips wins a giant header inside the Cherries half of the field as it comes forward. Then Lewis Cook won another one, but Garner knocks it forward now. Forest to the right-hand side from Joe Lolly. Right corner of the penalty. Brennan Johnson slides in. The flag is up. There's a huge miss in there. It's over the bar, I think, from Yates, is it? Right in the middle there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The flag was up, Willow.
Yeah, as soon as I seen the flag went up, I relaxed. I knew the shot didn't matter, but we could have done without it though, couldn't we?
I'm not sure who's got the ultimate shot in there, Willow, as it came through. It doesn't really matter. Kiefer Moore wins the man of the match award.
Of course he does.
He came on 59 minutes. He scored after 83. Tuesday nights are Kiefer Moore nights in AFC Bournemouth shirts.
Well, what a start to his Bournemouth career. Bad injury to start with, and then he's come on in the last 2 games and done absolutely magnificent.
So the ball launched forward by the Cherries, down the field looking for that man Kiefer Moore once again, battling away for it down this near side. It's a Forest throw. 4 of the 8 minutes have been played. Bournemouth 4 minutes away. A Cherries fan in the front row very sportingly throws the ball back to Forest pretty quickly. Cherries fans are chanting, "We are going up," but there's still an element of tension in that song. They know that Forest are still throwing absolutely everything at it now. It is kitchen sink time as Kiefer Moore tried to flick it behind him to Solanke on the halfway line. Bit of a slip from Mighton, and suddenly Cherries are coming forward here with Ben Pearson down this right-hand side. Pearson heading for the corner flag, and again, probably the right thing to do there, with no one really making any effort to get up with him, and Pearson will try and hold it up, and it's a Forest throw by the corner flag. Pearson's arguing with the linesman.
Well,
get back.
Yeah, get back. They always give the ball to the attacking team in this sort of situation.
Message from Willow, Ben, get back, which is exactly what he's doing now. Head down, arms pumping, getting himself back into the centre of midfield. Forrester got it again now, coming forward over halfway. We've played 5 of the 8 minutes to be added on. Cherries ticking them off, the fans ticking them off. In comes the ball from the right-hand side for Forest. Travers is there with an important tip, and there's another flag up there, offside against Forest. Mark Travers punches the air in celebration as they ping another ball into the box, Forest, and the linesman with a yellow flag on the far side.
Yeah, he did, but Travers, he did magnificent because he wasn't to know the flag was going to go up, and he's just clipped it away from, just offside.
Just about offside. It was an important tip from Travers at the back post, as you say. All the reaction to come. Let's hear from you at Solent Sport on Twitter, 81333 on text. And of course via WhatsApp, 08000 321 333. Mark Travers takes the yellow card for time wasting. 2 minutes of the 8 to play. What a Tuesday night on BBC Radio Solent.
Absolutely amazing.
By a 1-0 still. The 3 points that will take them back to the Premier League after 2 seasons away. Travers right-footed ball down the field on this near side. Sails out of play over the head of Billing. Another ball appears very quickly on this near side from the 4th official, and it's back to Brice Samba, the goalkeeper. Well, even though they've been offside, Forest have put a couple of threatening balls into the Bournemouth penalty area with their last couple of attacks, as Samba's ball to the left, that goes straight out, I think. Cherries throwing halfway inside their own half. Have you ever seen more people in the technical area, Willow, than in Bournemouth right now? There's subs down there, there's backroom members of staff, there's camera folk. Steve Fletcher's probably in there somewhere, I would imagine. And we've still got a minute and 20 seconds of the added time to play. We're going to try and get down on the pitch and bring you reaction from the players out on the field very shortly indeed. Scott Parker, all the key protagonists will talk to us here on BBC Radio Solent. 1-0 it remains. And we are officially now into the 8th and final minute of added time, with Bournemouth having a throw-in inside their own half. Some members of the constabulary and stewards start to line in front of the supporters to try and prevent a pitch invasion, but Forest will have one last attempt here to launch the ball forward. Down the right-hand side, Jed Spence, Solanke pulls him back, free kick. Solanke will get a yellow card for that over on the far side, and Forest now, Willow, one chance, the keeper's going to take it, one chance to launch it forward with 30 seconds left.
All hands to the deck here, we've got to get this away.
So fans down in front of us, lining the advertising hoardings. Still they wait, but now they're going to have to wait with a bit of tension, because this is the last play of the game. If Bournemouth defend this successfully, they're into the Premier League. It's been taken inside right channel. Cherries have been caught out. Travers saves the day at the near post, and a defensive challenge in there as well. It's gone behind for a Forest corner. Jordan Zamora, Lloyd Kelly, Travers, they were all in there. The goalkeeper's going up, Willow. Forest corner. Time up. Last play.
There we go. Got to hang on here.
Forest corner from the right-hand side to try and deny Bournemouth a place in the Premier League this evening. Here it comes, right-footed from the far side. Terrible corner, headed away at the near post. Straight back out to the corner taker. Driven in again. The goalkeeper's flipped it past the post. And the referee blows the whistle. It's time for the red flag to fly high once again in the Premier League. 2 years away. Kiefer Moore's goal against Nottingham Forest sends them back to the big time. The Bournemouth boys are back in town.
Absolutely amazing. The pitch completely covered in supporters now. The flare goes off. Everybody's so happy. What a sight.
As we look down to the pitch, almost The players engulfed. I think some of them made their way down the tunnel. It's all very friendly. A real cluster of Cherry supporters around the centre circle. Forest supporters applaud their players. Most of their players have made it way down the tunnel. But Willow, we knew it was going to be a titanic tussle this evening. We knew it was going to be open. We probably knew there weren't going to be too many goals in it. One moment to decide it, and it was a training ground free kick.
Yes, it was. It was a fantastically worked goal. They made it look so simple. But when it got to Moore, I thought, just keep it down. And he managed to do all that. Steer it away from the goalkeeper into the bottom left-hand corner. What a set play that is. Absolutely amazing.
Well, scenes like this in 2015 when the Cherries beat Bolton. Back then it was new territory, new ground for this club. They'd never been in the Premier League. Scott Parker, at the first time of asking, having come in the summer, has done exactly what he did at Fulham. His first full season at Fulham, he won promotion to the Premier League. His first season at Bournemouth, he's done exactly the same. And Willow, Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, look out, the Cherries are back.
We are back, and it'll be great to see in the Premiership again. At this, it's an absolutely amazing scene to see all the fans on the pitch. Some of the players are still out there. I think they're buried in there, but I imagine they'll make their way to the dugout soon.
Cherries fans all over the pitch chant, we are going up, we are going up. We want to hear what you've got to say about it at Solent Sports. You can WhatsApp us 08000 321 333. Kiefer Moore, he'd probably be head and shoulders above everybody else. If they could lift him up, Willow, if he wasn't the size of a house, they'd be lifting him up.
I think he was one of the early ones I've seen go down the tunnel, to be quite honest. He got away with it.
Sariki Dembele could be anywhere, so could Jordan Zamora. Ryan Christie's just walking down the touchline to our right here to try and find some of his friends and family in the crowd. The pitch will be cleared shortly. The Cherries will have champagne. They will have a celebration board. We will get down there amongst it as well. We'll hand you over to Jordan right about now. But it is job done. Bournemouth back in the Premier League. They've beaten Nottingham Forest by 1-0.
Chris, Willow, thank you very much. Unbelievable scenes down in front of us here at Vitality Stadium. The pitch completely covered with Cherry supporters. As Chris Temple said, the players could be absolutely anywhere in there. I'm sure we will see a few hoisted onto the shoulders of the fans any moment now. They are enjoying this moment, and who can blame them after 2 years away? Bournemouth back in the Premier League. And some of your messages as well, enjoying this moment, listening back at home or wherever you are, not able to be here inside Vitality Stadium this evening. Ellie says frazzled, euphoric, so happy. Alan's been in touch from Chepstow as well. He says well done to the Cherries. Incredible stuff. Oh my goodness, says Brandon. At Solent Sport on Twitter, 08000 321 333 is the WhatsApp number. Starting your WhatsApp messages with the word Solent, or you can text 81333. We're on the air through until 10 o'clock this evening. These celebrations will continue, I'm sure, long into the night. Chris Temple is making his way down to the touchline now to try and grab us some reaction. Just seen Jaden Anthony emerge from the crowd away to our right-hand side. He's now trying to wrestle his way back into the dressing room. And I tell you what, let's just remind ourselves how Bournemouth did it this evening. They're heading back to the Premier League.